Hello, Kutch. Today is March 20th, 2026, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the Golden State Warriors 115 to 101, moving to 51 and 19 on the NBA season. Detroit becomes the first team in the East to lock in for the playoffs. This means they made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons for the first time in almost 2 decades. Pistons won this game due to an aggressive defensive game. They had 16 total steals tonight, thanks to Sar Thompson's career high 7 steals. There's lots to like tonight. Jalen Duren had a nice game again. He's really had to put on he's always had a huge scoring load on him, but now he consistently has to score 20 plus points with Cade out, just because there's a lot more scoring that needs. There's a lot more shots that are available, and Jalen Duren will be getting a lot more of those now that Cade's out. Had 23 points, had 6 rebounds last night. Davis Jenkins, I would say, easily has his best game since getting his contract. Probably, 2 months ago, now, a month and a half ago now that he got that contract. He's struggled heavily, consistency wise, shooting wise, but today he put it all together for the first time in a while. He had 22 points. He had eight assists. He had 7 rebounds, one off his career high of 8. And the main thing is just he shot efficiently. He shot 7 for 12. He missed 5 times. Last night against the Wizards, he shot terribly. I think it was 3 for 16 or something. Not a good night, but today he comes back, keeps that starting role because there's no really other point guard able to start for the Pistons. And he puts it all together tonight. And Davis Jenkins will have to keep up his consistency during this late stretch of regular season without Cade, because if he's turnover heavy, which he has been, if he is shooting inefficiently, which he has been, it's not going to be easy to win with your starting point guard playing like that, and he has to play because there really is no other point guard on the team. Marcus Sasser can run the point sometimes, but not for a consistent amount of game. Caris LeVert obviously can't. Asar can slightly run point, can slightly do the ball handling, but not a true point guard style. Davis Jenkins was really the only other player besides Cade that was on the team that was a point guard, and now he is the only one healthy to play. So Davis Jenkins will have to, maybe not. This is probably one of the peak games for Davis Jenkins, just in general. Even before this tough stretch he's gone on, is one of his better games in his whole NBA career. But he will have to keep up at least some kind of consistency, some kind of decent games, if the Pistons want to remain in that one spot, remain in a good seeding position going into the playoffs. Paul Reed again, nice night. It's very, very rare that Paul Reed gets consistent minutes in a game, whether he's playing starter, whether he's playing backup, and he has a poor game. He has 50 points, he has 6 rebounds. He does what you want from a third string center. He does what you want for a backup center. And even when he starts, he does what you want for. Paul Reed's an amazing player for the Pistons, and they're lucky to have him as a third string player. Tobias Harris, nice night, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, back-to-back games, 5 assists for him. Really showing off his playmaking growth that's kind of come out of an odd place. I don't think people expected him to get that this late in his career. A little playmaking upgrade to his stats, but seems like he's got it this season. I mean, just from the beginning of the season, it felt like he couldn't throw a lob, and now he's a lot more confident throwing lobs, throwing passes. And that's a good thing because you got guys like JD, you got guys like Asar or Ron that are athletic, that can go to the rim, that can catch lobs. And if Tobias Harris can throw them, it's just another guy who can throw them. Very nice night for Asar. Very all around game. 8 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. That's actually a little bit below average for most of those stats, but just a nice spread all around. He struggled in the first half, I believe. He only had 2 points in the entire first half. Wasn't really getting too many opportunities to score. But the main thing for the night, he sets a new career high of 7 steals, which ties him 5th all time for Pistons in a single game steals. With many players have gotten steals. 7 steals for a Piston player, but just only 4 players have gotten above that mark. Uh, and the fun thing is, Asar tied his career high of 6 earlier in the season in January against the Warriors. So it seems like whenever Asar versus this current Warriors team, he's just feasting on steals. He can apparently read them better than any other team he goes against this year. Um, it just is nice to see. I mean, Asar obviously this season is never going to be a huge part of that offensive game plan, just because he's very limited on that. He's a good driver, he's a good finisher, but can sometimes hit a mid range, and obviously can't hit a three. He did attempt one today, which he hasn't done too often this season, but did attempt one, did miss it, but wasn't the worst miss for him this season. Um, and yeah, I mean, Star's defense is elite. Um, I hope he will be eligible for all defensive, but uh, with that 25-minute mark needed, it'll be hit or miss. Duncan had 11 points. Ron had 11 points. Ron had a pretty bad plus minus, something like negative 26. Uh, but that was mostly came in garbage time. When Warriors wanted to make a 20 plus point game instead of a 14 point game. But whatever, got the win. Doesn't matter too much. Only bad thing today was 3-point shooting, which is pretty common. For that to be a bad thing, even in a loss. Shot 5 for 21 from three. B-ball Paul shot three. They were all wide open. So it's like can't really blame him too much, but he did miss all three. Karis LeVert, you can't blame missing all three because he's a shooting guard and should be expected to hit at least one, especially when at least 2 of them were wide open. I don't particularly remember all three, but I do remember at least 2 of them being decently wide open, and he wasn't able to hit them. Not great. Asar missed one, Ron Holland missed one, Chaz Lanier missed one. There's over 9 right there, and then some other misses. I think like Duncan went 2 for 6, whatever, 33%. Danis went one for 3 and 33%. I think Javante had a miss, but he only shot 2. Um, I don't know. It's a bad shooting night, but they got the win. It was pretty dominant. 14 point is not really the point. So this really was like a 20 plus point win. But it just didn't have that score in the end. So we'll look back at it like that. But shooting just wasn't needed from the 3-point line just because Pistons are so aggressive on the defensive end that it was able to get a lot more fast breaks, a lot more inside shots, a lot more transition, full court offense that the Pistons love to play. And they need to play that right now, as Cade was really the guy who helped that half court offense run when they had to get into it. Next game is Monday. It's against the red hot Lakers right now. Currently, as I'm recording this, on an 8-game win streak, and that's mostly just because Luka has locked in. Going to be a tough game. It is, I think, at home. Might be wrong. But will be a tough game. Lakers are hot. Luka is hot. He just had the 60-point game last night. So, going to be a tough one. Going to definitely be the hardest matchup Pistons will face without. Really, the first real matchup the Pistons will face without Cade. Since first two Wizards games since Cade only played 5 in that first one. And then today against Warriors. Yes, Warriors are kind of good. Sometimes they're below 500 since Curry is out. Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. Chris Stapps didn't play in the second half. I think like Quentin Post was out. Al Horford was out. I think there was another player out today. I just can't fully remember it. But they had a lot of injuries today, to put it shortly. And it was a pretty easy win for the Pistons after they got over their first quarter slump. But hopefully the Pistons are able to get that tough win Monday night. We'll just have to see, as it was. I would not expect a win that night. That's a win. That's a game that the Pistons will be okay with losing without Cade. But if they can get a win, it'll be very nice. So hopefully they can get that win. Thank you.